Camera Obscura. This is the earliest form of a camera, first described as early as the 5th century BCE by ancient Chinese philosopher Mozi and later studied by Greek thinkers. It is a simple darkroom or box with a small hole that projects an inverted image onto a surface. What makes it different is that it uses only light and no recording medium. It became famous during the Renaissance when artists used it to improve drawing accuracy. It matters because it introduced the core principle behind all cameras. This idea became the scientific base of modern imaging. Daguerreotype. This was the first practical photographic process, invented in 1839 by Louis Daguerre in France. It used a silver-coated copper plate to capture detailed images after exposure to light. What makes it unique is that it produced a single, highly sharp image without a negative. It became famous for early portrait photography, especially in Europe and America. The process required long exposure and careful handling. It matters because it made photography available to the public for the first time. Calotype. This photographic method was invented in 1841 by William Henry Fox Talbot in England. It used paper coated with chemicals to create a negative image. What makes it different is the ability to produce multiple prints from one negative. It became famous as the first step toward modern photographic reproduction. The images were softer but more flexible than daguerreotypes. It allowed photography to be shared more widely. This process formed the basis of future film photography. Wet Plate Collodion. This process was introduced in 1851 by Frederick Scott Archer in England. It used glass plates coated with a wet chemical solution to capture images. What made it different was its sharp detail and shorter exposure time compared to earlier methods. It became famous during the American Civil War for documenting real events. Photographers had to work quickly before the plate dried. It improved both quality and practicality. It mattered because it advanced photography into more serious documentation. Dry plate camera. This innovation began in 1871 with Richard Leach Maddox in England. It replaced wet plates with pre-prepared dry glass plates. What makes it different is that photographers could store and use plates anytime. It became famous for making photography more portable and convenient. Cameras became easier to carry and faster to use. This allowed more people to take photographs. It mattered because it led directly to handheld cameras. Film camera. Film cameras were popularized in 1888 by George Eastman through Kodak in the United States. They used flexible roll film instead of glass plates. What makes them different is their ability to take many photos on one roll. They became famous for the slogan, "You press the button, we do the rest." This made photography simple for everyday users. It allowed people to capture daily life easily. It mattered because it turned photography into a global hobby. 35mm camera. This format was introduced in 1925 with the Leica I camera in Germany. It used 35mm film, offering a balance between quality and portability. What makes it different is its compact size with professional results. It became famous in photojournalism and street photography. Photographers could capture real moments quickly. It changed how stories were visually recorded. It mattered because it shaped modern photography styles. Polaroid camera. The instant camera was introduced in 1948 by Edwin Land in the United States. It used special film that developed images within minutes. What makes it unique is instant photo output without external processing. It became famous for fun, spontaneous photography, and creative use. People loved seeing photos immediately. It changed how people interacted with images. It mattered because it introduced instant photography to the world. Digital camera. The first digital camera was invented in 1975 by Stephen Sasson at Kodak. It used electronic sensors instead of film to capture images. What makes it different is instant viewing and digital storage. It became famous for transforming photography in the late 20th century. Users could edit and share photos easily. It removed the need for film processing. It mattered because it revolutionized the photography industry. DSLR camera. DSLR cameras became widely popular in 1999 with models like the Nikon D1 in Japan. They combine digital sensors with a mirror-based optical system. What makes them different is high image quality and full manual control. They became famous among professionals and serious photographers. Interchangeable lenses allow creative flexibility. They deliver reliable performance in many conditions. They matter because they set the standard for professional digital photography. Mirrorless camera. Mirrorless cameras began gaining attention in 2008 with models like the Panasonic Lumix G1 in Japan. They remove the mirror system and use electronic viewfinders. What makes them different is their compact size and advanced technology. They became famous for fast shooting and modern features. Many professionals are now switching to them. They offer strong performance in a smaller body. They matter because they represent the future of cameras. Smartphone camera. Smartphone cameras started becoming significant in the early 2000s, with major growth after 2007 with modern smartphones. They are built into mobile devices and use both hardware and software to capture images. What makes them different is their constant availability and smart processing. They became famous through social media and everyday photography. People can take and share photos instantly. Features like AI and multiple lenses improve quality. They matter because they made photography part of daily life worldwide.